Cantor. On behalf of the members of Club Chaverut, I welcome Cantor David Edwards, who will be singing for us this afternoon. Cantor Edwards is well known in Toronto. He has worked in Tel Aviv, Calgary, and Toronto. We all thank you for taking the time to entertain us during this festive time of Sukkot. So please welcome Cantor Edwards. Go ahead, Cantor.
Thank you so much. So, Chag Sameach, everybody.
Chag Sameach.
Moadim l'simcha. And this is, as we say in Hebrew, Zaman Simchatenu. So it's the time of our rejoicing. And one of the things that we do on Sukkot, of course, is to take the lulav and the etrog. And I don't know whether you all have had the opportunity to bench lulav and etrog. And in the event that you haven't, let me take a quick moment to explain that the palm branch, which is the lulav, is significant because it would represent a person's spine. And the hadassim and the aravot would necessarily represent a person's eyes and a person's lips. And the etrog would represent a person's heart. If you put them all together, when we say the blessing, then those are the basic components of a human body that would put together meaningful prayer. So we pray at this time of the year. In fact, on Tuesday, we'll be praying for rain, not for Toronto necessarily, but for, of course, the state of Israel to have a good rainy season so that, please God, the crops next year will grow and will be plentiful in so many ways. As we know, the agricultural work that is done in Israel is beyond measure. It's incredible what they've managed to do. So together we'll say, Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav. Blessed are you, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by your commandments and commanded us in the taking of the lulav and the etrog. I think this is east. So we shake 3 ways, 1, 2, 3. Then we shake this way. Then we shake this way. I hope I don't hit you, Clara. Then we shake this way, up and down, because the significance of the shaking is we acknowledge the fact that God is everywhere. So our program this afternoon will be mixed. There will be some English, there will be some Hebrew, there'll be a few songs that you know, and maybe 1 or 2 songs that you don't. But in any event, right now, I'm going to ask everyone to please mute your audios, but do enjoy the music and please sing along, and then we'll unmute at the end of the show for a little schmooze and a little greeting. אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו קול מיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. There's a little one to warm us up. I know the Chadodi is sung on Fridays, so I guess we'll have to wait a few more days to enjoy that, but we've got another 2 days of Yontif this week. So, Jerusalem, for most of us, has a very special place in our hearts. My late father of blessed memory is buried there. I have family who live there, and we keep in touch all the time. And of course, there's something very special about the avir, there's something special about the air, there's something very special about the atmosphere, especially Jerusalem on Shabbat. One of the most famous songs that has ever been produced and recorded over the last 50 years, of course, is Yerushalayim Shel Zahav. Enjoy. צלול כיין וריח אורנים יישא ברוח ארבעים כל פעמונים ובתרנמתי לה באבן שבויה בחלומה העיר אשר בדד יושבת בליבה ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור אנו לכל שירייך אני כינור ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור אנו לכל שירייך חזרנו אל בורות המים, לשוק ולכיכר, שופר קורא בהר הבית, העיר העתיקה, ובמורות אשר בסלע, בפש משרות זורחות, ושוב נרד אל ים המלח בדרך יריחו, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, אנו לכל שירייך אני כינור, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, אנו לכל שירייך אני ever grows old. I think if we didn't have a tikva, that would be our national anthem for the state of Israel. So something quite different. A little o sole mio, O day of beauty when the sun is shining. And this has been a beautiful, sunny, early fall day. So a little bit of Italian, with apologies to all of those brilliant Italian operatic singers. This is our attempt at singing something which is a lot of fun. Okay, l'chaim. By the way, this is tea. This is just tea. We'll save the vodka for later. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a lady who was a congregant, a very wonderful lady. I won't mention her name, but she's very special to me. And she asked me to learn to sing a song for her husband who was in Baycrest. And when I was at Beth Emeth, I went to sing this song for him and for her. They were together in his room. And she told me afterwards that he used to sing that song for her all the time. About 48 hours later, he passed away. And she asked me to continue to sing this song to perpetuate his memory. The Impossible Dream. How's the sound? Can somebody tell me, are we okay? Are we nice and clear? Everything good? Okay. As they say, as Cliff would say, in his Blackpool accent, Baruch Hashem. And then, my friends, there was Tevye the milkman. Everybody remember Tevye the milkman?
Sure.
Who said sure? I don't know. Somebody on there said sure. Was it an echo? Anyways, before we talk about Tevye the milkman, I'm going to ask Clara to stand up because she's kind of behind the piano, and make sure that everybody give Clara a big round of applause. We are actually doing this video concert here in Clara's house. Clara and I have known each other for many, 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 many years. Thank God. And it's so nice to be playing with you again and singing with you again.
Listen to you.
A lot of fun, a lot of fun. So Tevye was a milkman who used to argue with God. Well, Jews sometimes argue with God. We all do. He wanted to know why he couldn't be a rich man. So let's hear his story from Fiddler on the Roof, one of my all-time favorite songs. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd bitty bum. If I were a wealthy man, hey, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one just leading nowhere, just for show. I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And each loud quack and a clack and a gobble and a hunk will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. Oy. That's a favorite part of the song. Oy. Feels so good to say that. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd bitty bum. If I were a wealthy man, hi, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, diddle man, I see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals to our heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oh, what a happy mood she's in. Screaming at the servants day and night. The most important men in town would come to fawn on me. They will ask me to advise them, like a Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reptavia, pardon me, Reptavia, causing problems I would cross a rabbi's eyes. Yabi baba bi baba bi bi baba holy books with the learned men, 7 hours every day. And that would be the sweetest thing of all. Oy. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, hey, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yabba-dibba-dabba-dibba-dabba-dibba-dabba-dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan? If I were a wealthy man. Thank you, my friends. That's a fun song. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, moving along. I hope you're all having a good time. We certainly are. Avinu Shabashamayim, Tzuri Yisrael V'Goalo. Probably one of the most well-known pieces that has been written and composed by the wonderful Cantor Saul Zim, I would say in the last 60 years, 70 years. Of course, a prayer for the well-being of the state of Israel. Before COVID, we used to sing this all the time in Shul on Shabbat as part of the group of prayers that we do for peace, for Canada. And now some of us also do a prayer for the victims of the pandemic and for the frontline workers. And if there are any frontline workers out there today who are watching, thank you. Kudos to you. God bless you and be safe in everything that you do to look after us. Avinu Shabashamayim. Israel, ונתת שלום, שלום בארץ, ושמחת עולם ליושביה. A little chazanut. We don't get to hear it very much anymore. It's a shame. It's a beautiful art form, and it sort of takes me back to roots. I lived in Israel for a number of years, and I miss not being there. I really do. So I have a question for Cliff, if he's still there. I know you must have watched a football team when you were a boy growing up. And when I talk about football team, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not referring to the Browns or the Bills or the Buccaneers or the Argos or Argonauts. I'm referring to English Premier League soccer. And there was an anthem that was sung by a team who played for a town not very far from Blackpool in Lancashire. It's a Merseyside town called Liverpool. And if anybody watches Premier League soccer, they'll sometimes see their scarves waved and they sing a song called You'll Never Walk Alone. Enjoy.
Wind
that song, You'll Never Walk Alone, is more than ever relevant during the pandemic times, and especially for people who have been isolated for so long. Not so much now, it's a little better with a lot more of us vaccinated, but during those dark days of 2020, when so many people were not able to see their family, not able to see grandchildren, not able to see their friends because of the restrictions, that song could not have been more applicable or more appropriate during this time that we have gone through. So, Cliff, I'm not sure if you're on the board of a synagogue, but I know that you're involved. And I know that maybe other people who are watching this afternoon who have known what it's like to be, as we say, in the shul business. And the next song that we're going to do is called Shul Business. And it's actually taken from a wonderful musical, and this was written many years ago, Show Business. But the words were rewritten back in, I think, about 7 or 8 years ago. So listen carefully to the lyrics, because they're completely different from the song that was sung, I believe, in the musical Annie Got Your Gun. So enjoy Shul Business. The cantors, the rabbis, the Torah, the crowds, the congregants that get to shul at dawn. The minyan, the gabbai, the pulpit, the sounds, the beggars looking with their outstretched arms. The Shabbos and the Hallel done so well. The scowls, cause when you talk too loud, they yell. There's no business like shul business, like no business I know. If it's Yishka, we will be appealing. We're asking out you, Rabbi, please allow. I won't care if you need me for laning, won't be complaining, cause I know how. There's no people like shul people, the aisle really will flow. Energy surrounds you so you don't go far. Ask you to open the Torah. I see they dedicated a David star. Let's go down to the shul. The kugel, the greenery, the musaf, the locks, the ambience that takes away your frown. The Kaddish, the Kiddush, l'chaim, the yard side and the schnapps, the sermon that inspires and astounds, the opening when the korbanot are done, the closing when we sing Adon Olam. There's no business like shul business, like no business I know. You just heard an old soul has departed, and a brand new baby has been born. Time to get the preparation sorted, to help the people carry on. There's no people like shul people, they help everyone grow. Bagels and snaring at the bris of Zach. At the end, the chairs we will stack. We're gonna honor Manny, so please put up a plaque. Let's go down to the shul. There's no business like shul business if you tell me it's so. Tehillim with the chazan is uplifting. Slichot after midnight Saturday night. Knowing that the whole kahal is still giving, so we are
a Jewish life. There's no people like shul people. The eye really will flow. Even when the Torah scroll must be rolled, the stained glass windows are a sight to behold. Can't wait to see how this proportion will unfold. Let's go down to the shul. Let's go down to the shul.
Who heard that before? Okay, my friends. Don't allow medley. Everyone having a good time? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a medley. And the medley will be a number of, call them Hasidic favorite hits. If you go to shul or you're online for Simchat Torah, you may very well hear a large number of these songs with the hakafot, for those that can attend, dancing with the Torah to celebrate the closing of this year's cycle of Torah reading before we begin anew on Sefer Bereshit on Wednesday. So enjoy these pieces. I know most of you will have heard of them and know them, and sing along. I'm sure you do.
Alechem, Atalinu, 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 Atalinu. Verkharashnu v'gam zaranu, Verkharashnu v'gam zaranu, Aval od lo katzarnu, Aval od lo katzarnu, Aval od lo katzarnu, Aval od lo katzarnu. Eilech nalidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem, Eilech hamda, hamda lidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem, Eilech hamda, hamda lidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem, Eilech hamda lidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem, Eilech hamda, hamda lidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem, Eilech hamda, hamda lidi, Refusana ve'alna titalem. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiramayam, 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 Alayla, Rashirenu, Avokem Shamayim, Shuvi Shuvi, Oratenu, Nechudeshet Shivatayim, Shuvi Shuvi, Menasho, Kidakenu, Emaso, Yon, Shechet HaShosheret, Kirenu, Lefechane, Olam Ve'adeyad, Yon, Shechet HaShosheret. La 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 la, hey la 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 Chai, chai, v'kayam, David Melech Yisrael. 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 Chai, chai, v'kayam, Am Yisrael chai, 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 Am Yisrael chai. Chai,
marathon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. So we have 2 more pieces we are going to do. Don't know whether you're sitting or whether you're standing. But there's a piece that's always sung at weddings, and it's always sung at simchas, bar mitzvahs, Moshiach. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been our pleasure. We're going to unmute you in a moment. But what we're going to do now, I think, is stand for Hatikva. Please rise. Thank you so much. Please give it up for Clara. Please stand, Clara. Stand, Clara. And please feel free to unmute yourselves. I'm going to switch to the gallery. Oh my goodness me, look at all these people who came. Oh my. I pass it over to you, Cliff, and to you, Cora, and thank you for making us so welcome this afternoon.
What a wonderful program. Cantor, we just loved it.
Thank you. I'm very, very
Fantastic.
lucky to have such great musicians in my life, like Clara Bagley, who is
Let's hear it for Cora.
She still goes,
That was absolutely wonderful.
what happened here?
Thank you so much for coming. I don't know where you all are. Are you all associated with the Club Chavruta?
Yes.
David?
Yes.